You work obviously with some very large businesses, some very large insurers. Clearly, when you're looking at this, you just want to throw wave after wave of human being manually checking all that, or is there a more efficient way of a more efficient approach to this?
No, and that's where we try and get to with it by having, a controlled process for processing the transactions. You've got your automatic controls in place that the system doesn't allow rubbish data through, or if you can't account for it under the multiple bases, it'll stop because there's an issue with the way it works. So that allows organisations to have more faith in the numbers that they're producing because it's being done consistently and in an automated way rather than, a spreadsheet that could be, manipulated and has no controls around it.
So if you have that almost sort of, say, a report off the back of that baseline for one particular region's regulation or for a regulation that hasn't even been written yet, as long as you have that baseline sorted, then you should be okay.
Yeah, and by doing that, it means it's future-proofing you as much as possible, because if you've got all that data and you've got it at a really granular way, someone changes a regulation or changes the way you need to categorise something or treat something, you're not having to change the fundamentals of your solution. You're just then adding some other data that will allow you to categorise it in a process that will allow you to categorise it and group it together differently, etc. So that's how we work towards future-proofing it and to allow for those regulations to change. And so you're not fundamentally changing anything, and also making it very user-driven so that they can actually update those rules and things. You're not having to go back to a heavy IT function and wait for months for someone to go in and change a bit of code. You're changing it, the users go in and change it because they own the rules and they can actually make any of the updates themselves. And I think that's really key to driving that and to automating it for them.